Hey, GM everybody. Welcome to the Ape Well. We have an exciting show ahead of us today. In a little bit, we're going to be playing a game called Sweep or Sell, where we look through the top 10 projects on OpenSea. We give our thoughts on them, do some analysis, some basic stuff. We do it every single Monday at 1 p.m. Central. Shout out to everybody who's joining us in the crowd. If you're stopping in, definitely play along with us in the chat. And hell yeah. I think I don't know. I'm off my shit today. I'm just gonna go ahead. Welcome, Ty. Ty, how you doing?
What's good, Pape? GM, my man. It's one of those Mondays, I think.
It is like Kaizen's not here. I think I'm off my game now.
Yeah, I mean, I was out last week. He's out this week. It's bear market vibes, you know. This other shit's popping off. It's gloomy. Weather's kind of one of those good work from home days. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I got the windows open and it's just vibes out the window right now. It's like
Yeah.
it literally looks like my background. It's all forlorn out there.
It's literally like the lo-fi girl
It really is. It really is.
vibes
So
outside.
yeah, so like we said, Kaizen's not here today. He's gonna be in and out over the next few weeks. He might be on a little hiatus for a month or two, and then we'll come back. But he's still here, just gonna be a little bit AWOL for the time being. But he's got some stuff going on that's like good things, which is great as always to see. But me and Ty, at least for the foreseeable future, we're gonna be here every day. So yeah, that's the update from that front. So, Ty, a lot of craziness going on in the market right now.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. How are you feeling about everything?
I don't know. I mean, like yesterday, everybody started tweeting about systemic risk, and I'm not really sure what's going on. That's usually a good sign for like, okay, they're right, and this shit's about to have a major nuke, or bottom has came and went, and we're on the way up. I don't know. I feel like it's a coin flip right now.
Yeah. I never really, I don't fully understand what people mean when they say systemic risk. Is that just kind of like people are giving other companies loans and then the money's not there whenever they need to repay it or what? And it's just like a domino effect.
Yeah, I mean, the I'm reading that as like made like potential major meltdown type shit, like another 80% drop from here. That's how I interpret systemic. I mean, P Marca, I think, got it going. Is that right? Did you see that yesterday?
Is that one guy who tweeted something that like he's been hearing things?
Yeah, from a credible source for more than 10 years.
Yeah, let me try to pull up that tweet right now. I saw it because Vitalik said something about it. It looked like Vitalik subtweeted the guy, but uh,
And then said the same thing about fiat.
then he like went back on what he said and
Interesting.
like tried not to call him out. I didn't see anything about the fiat. What did he say about that?
No, I think people like at that point, people started memeing it and saying like, this industry is at risk, is at systemic risk, and this industry is facing potential systemic risk. So
Oh yeah. All right. So here's the original tweet. This is the one you were talking about, right? Oh wait. It looks like Paul G and Vitalik both deleted the tweets that we're talking about.
oh shit.
Hopefully someone screenshotted that, but there's some rare stuff right
I don't
there.
know if that's good or bad.
Yep. Shout out. We got Amoeba Baba in the crowd. It says Vitalik was making fun of Paul G. Yes. And then like right here, he goes, I wasn't responding to you. Just calling out a general pattern, but it literally sounded like he was responding exactly to what Paul said.
Well, I mean, especially if he commented on the post. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
direct shout out.
Yeah, so a lot of wild stuff going on. I'm kind of in the same boat like as everybody else, where I know something is going to happen, but I don't know whether we're gonna break up or down. So I'm still just like I'm pretty neutral. Like other than what I've already dollar cost averaged in, just because like these are some really good prices either way. Like looking at some of the coin stuff.
Yeah,
So
ETH
I,
at 1100 is not bad. I mean, I don't know where we were at a couple weeks ago when like it was dipping heavily with the recent FTX news, but this is about where it was.
Yeah, like I don't even think we broke under 1,000 after the FTX stuff happened. So if you zoom out on the charts, I guess I can try to pull up TradingView over here in just a second, but I'll try to show you what I've been looking at.
It's looking a
Like
little
on the long-term scale, we're at support right now, and that's where you want to either like you got to make a decision if you're trading of like whether you want to put money in at support because you think it's going to go up, or whether you think support's not going to hold.
Yeah, I mean, if this doesn't hold, what are we doing? We're dropping below 8.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull up the trusty old chart right here. See what we got.
Check it out. A little free TA on a Monday.
Yes, sir. All right, so we're at 11:04 right now, and like this is what. Let's see. What was this? November 10th. So this had to be the FTX stuff going down. And this right now where we're at is just the retest of these lows to see if this bounce was warranted at these levels or if we really do need to go further down.
Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean it's not looking so pretty, I feel like, bro.
I know. I'm trying to we'll try to fill in the other side of things where like we did see it way lower back in June of this year. So like what, 5 months ago, down in the 900s, upper 800s.
Yeah.
And so like on a long-term scale, we hit the low, got a bounce, and now this could be a higher low if this ends up being support, which would be really good long term. But yeah, it's still probably too early to tell. But this is what I've been watching the whole time. Like just from a macro zoomed out point of view is just like this line right here is
we got
where I want to be buying until we break below that, or like averaging in at this line is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. What, Bitcoin just cracked under 1,600?
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I know a lot of what's going on too. People are rattled about the money that the FTX hacker has. I don't know if like he's working with FTX or if he's rogue or what, but it seemed like he's like yesterday he sold like 10,000 Ethereum.
Yeah, he was dumping a little bit. That's got to be a factor here.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
And he has a ton of Ethereum, so it's not really looking great for ETH short term. And then I saw some people said he was gonna like wrap the ETH or something on RIN Bitcoin to like manipulate some other shit. I don't know, but there's other coins that he could potentially end up selling instead of the ETH. But just like anything that's entangled in that web, I won't have nothing to do with short term because he's already got the money, so you can only dump it from there.
Yeah, dude, it's not looking. There's definitely some potential like fireworks that could happen at any minute.
Oh yeah. You know how the crypto space loves fireworks, so
crypto space lives on fireworks, bro.
So it's gonna be a good time. But I don't know. Is there any other news that's coming out? I feel like it's kind of been dead other than just everyone's panicking about FTX.
Yeah, right. I saw a clip of SBF taking off in the Caribbean. Did you see that? He was like running.
He hit that Naruto run on the way to the office.
Yeah, he popped it in the first gear and took off.
Yeah.
No, man, I don't know. It seemed like kind of a slow weekend, to be honest.
We'll get some chill music going on to celebrate the slow weekend. All right.
Yeah.
I think. Sorry, we keep talking at the exact same time.
You're good, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think it's a good time to start sweep or sell. I don't know. I don't have anything else that I wanted to talk about beforehand. I wish I had some news updates to bring y'all, but not really much going on today.
No, not too much. I think people are getting excited for Basel. People are getting ready to make a trip to Miami, check some shit out, see some projects, read about some cool stuff. I feel like it's coming at a good time.
Yeah, and then I think everybody's just ready to take a break for Thanksgiving. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think a lot of people's minds are on trading or flipping NFTs right now. But who knows? Maybe this could mean that there's some opportunity among us.
I think so.
All right, well, let's get into it. I'll start the intro. All right, so like I said earlier, today we're going to be going through the top 10 NFT projects on OpenSea and choosing whether we would buy them or sell them based on their current prices. No financial advice, we're just having fun, playing a game, and we encourage you all watching live to play along with us in the chat. So, Ty, you weren't here last week, but these are last week's results. I am...
Oh, wow, you took the dub, bro. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I'm more than happy to announce that I finally got a dub. Just barely. Me and Kaizen had all the same picks besides one different pick. And It was a tiny little difference, but that's
Small
what did
difference. It paved the way here. I mean, the fact that you guys only lost about 1 ETH last week is not bad, bro. Last week was not good.
Yeah, I will say that I only swept one thing, and which ended up going down 1.11, and then Kaizen swept two things. But it ended up doing him a little bit dirtier than it did me. So not a pretty win.
Wrong with that. Sometimes you just got to let them know, like, hey, it's not the right time to be making moves.
Facts. Yeah, like it wasn't a pretty win. There was definitely, I could have easily, if I swept other things, gone positive last week. But hey, a win's a win, so I will take it.
Facts.
Yeah, so now we got the updated header up there. Myself, we're tied now, actually. We're at 3 wins each, and we got to catch up to Kaizen while he's gone.
At 9? Easy.
I know, man. He's like... If we had betting odds week to week, he'd be like, what, minus 300? Or would we be plus 300? I don't even know. I feel like it'd be something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be cooked.
All right. Yeah, so... At least one of us are going to be able to inch closer to his win streak this week. Mm-hmm. But this is okay, here's one thing that we decided to switch from last week while you were gone to this week. We're now looking more on Blur.
Okay.
Because I want to figure out something that works for Blur, because I feel like this is where a lot of the hardcore traders are and what they're actually trading from. Does that sound cool?
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I think that makes sense.
Hell yeah. So top 10 is a little bit harder to count here, but we're going, I think it's from Bored Apes all the way down to Rare Apepes.
Making an
already
appearance.
got all the, sorry?
I just said making an appearance back on the top 10.
Yeah, that's probably the most surprising thing about everything. So it's actually number 10, so we're going to start with that first so we can just get straight into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Collection number 10 on the day, like we just said, the Rare Apepes. Did not expect to see this when I pulled up OpenSea today. So I'm going to assume that this probably has something to do with their zombies drop. As you can see up here, warning, zombies are coming, which is like the mutant version of the Rare Apepes, from what I understand.
Aren't they? Yeah, I think they're already out.
Are they?
I'm pretty sure.
Let's try to find it. Okay, you can spawn zombies here.
Interesting.
Yeah, all right, so they got a serum on Twitter.
Oh, they're going straight Bored Ape Yacht Club. Serums and everything.
Yeah, I mean, you know how I'm biased against the stuff that doesn't do things original. But I mean, the Rare Apepe, the people that have these things.
So that last spike, yeah, I don't know, when projects like this come back and have that spike, sometimes they'll get that second run.
Didn't Goblins have some kind of run like that?
Dude, I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to the gobs, but there were a couple major goblin sweeps this week.
I've been hearing things about like goblins are gonna do something in December. I can't remember what it was. I don't pay attention to the goblins. I'm not a big fan, but yeah, apparently there is some stuff brewing over there.
Yeah, I'm hearing some murmurs too about goblins doing some crazy shit. I don't know if it's for Basil or something else in December or what, but there's been a couple people who are like, if you got it, maybe get a goblin.
So with all that being said, rare Apepes are at 0.3 floor price. Is this something that you would want to take a gamble on at these prices to see maybe they do get that second leg up? Because like right now, obviously a lot of news has been coming out with the zombies and everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so how do you feel about it?
I don't know. It's kind of tough. It kind of does look like on that chart that they're bouncing a little bit from where they're at. So it's like, I don't think seeing something above 0.3 is unreasonable. It maybe gets to that peak again or breaks out above it. But I think over the course of a week, it's probably not the safest bet, low key, just because a lot can happen. You know, market's crazy right now. Holidays are coming up. Hopefully we get a little air package, a little airdrop would be nice. You know, shout out to last year. But I don't know. I'm probably gonna sell. I think play it cautiously on this one. I don't know what the spike was for. But I think it was a fake out.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I just see the risk being way higher than the reward, especially because this thing's already had its one original run up, and I just don't feel comfortable trying to make that gamble on lightning striking twice.
Yep, exactly.
You know, it doesn't have that newness. It's not the shiny NFT on the block anymore, and I think that's gonna hurt it for this next pump.
I could see that.
Awesome. We're on the same page with that one. So we're still tied. Collection number 9, both of our favorites of all time. We got the Art Gobblers.
How are these things still at 4, bro? Like what?
It is beyond me how these things are actually.
These have bounced.
Yeah. There was a recent art contest for the Art Gobblers. And I think that's what got a lot of the pump going. Try to pull it up. But there was actually some pretty cool stuff that got created on that. Looks like the team behind Art Gobblers, or however that's all structured, they do contests with different prompts that people have to follow. Let's see if okay, so like this is one that somebody made right here. Collected for 0.4269. So I mean, I guess that's what's caught right here is like people are finally starting to make art and trying to make a fun community out of it.
Interesting. So this is all playing into like their whole grand scheme.
Yes, and then you can see the process of the person creating it. I've never actually looked through this before. We're just seeing it live right now. I do kind of like this.
I mean, that's kind of cool. Not gonna lie, but I'm still gonna sell these suckers this week. There's no way for ETH holds.
Yeah, I'm with you. As cool as it is, I still don't see the actual value behind it yet. I've talked about it on other streams. I'm not going to FUD him super hard right here, but it's got a lot of tokenomic problems, in my opinion. So
it's also hard for a project with that much FUD to like recover fully.
Yeah, that's true. I think the only thing they can hope for is just the that old saying that all publicity is good publicity.
Sheesh.
I think that's what they got to fall back on if they want to have any chance to make it.
Has the founders or that project like come out and said anything about kind of the FUD that was circulating around the project at the start? Like I know Andrew came out and had a message little Medium post, but I don't know if anybody else involved said anything.
I kind of doubt it. I haven't seen
Right.
anything. So as far as I know, the answer to that is no. But also apparently some of that stuff followed Justin Roiland like back in the Rick and Morty days. So this isn't his first rodeo with these kind of accusations. So I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to deal with it again. I have no idea. But yeah, that's a really good point. All right. Collection number 8 for the day. We're going with something new, something that has not been on here before. Broadside. Have you heard of this collection?
Not until this morning, or maybe yesterday.
Well, how about the first impressions? What did it give you?
You know, I don't really think it's for me. You know, I don't know if it's totally my vibe. It kind of looks like a knockoff CloneX.
Oh, this is like, I mean, I agree, but this is like, if CloneX was on the Nintendo 64, that's Broadside.
Yo, yeah, these are a little sus.
Yeah, you want to? This is where I got sussed out at. So I was looking at these earlier when we were doing some prep for the show. I didn't get past the description before I already was red flagged on it. It says Broadside is a new culture, community, and story world, purpose-built for Web3. It begins with a decentralized tale of 7290 anonymous heroes coming with either CCO or full commercial rights, each the star of their own story. I read this as like, you know, when I read it the second time, it seems like there might be some special, like one-of-ones that have full commercial rights or are CCO, and some aren't. But I read it like they weren't sure whether these things were CCO or they were giving commercial rights yet.
Interesting. I wonder if that's like a play on, because some of those CloneX, right? Like you don't have the full rights if they're the Murakami ones.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Trying to follow that model maybe with some of their rare stuff.
Yeah, so it looks like it says collection features rare CCO traits, contributed by guest artists from projects including Wrecked Guy, Xcopy, Moonbirds, Goblin Town Nouns, all these type of things. So it seems like the CCO stuff is exactly what you said, where it's, you know, they might have taken from a different CCO project and implemented it into theirs in a form of a trait or something.
Okay, so what I want to know is like go up a little bit. They're saying like, all right, contributed by guest artists and from projects including. So like, did they actually collab with Xcopy and chop it up as a guest artist, or did they pull Max Payne and because it's CCO and just do it because they could without Xcopy's blessing? It seems a little up in the air right here to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think they probably did that on purpose, like just the way it's worded.
Yeah.
From projects, but also contributed by guest artists. I guarantee the ones that we know that didn't collab with them are like probably all the ones like that are the more household names, but the ones that actually contributed like by the guest artists are probably the ones that we haven't heard of before. That's my guess. I feel like projects do this all the time to try to dupe the people that are looking into buying this stuff.
Yeah, that's the vibes I'm getting, is like let's make it sound kind of legit, but like not exactly what we did.
Exactly. So let's see the difference between these things. Broadsiders without CCO traits grant the holder full commercial rights. Okay, so as long as your thing doesn't have a CCO, then that's what makes the difference.
And you're good.
Interesting. It's kind of weird though. It's like I don't think they fully understand CCO in the first place though, because like CCO means that you are allowed to commercialize it, which means that you should have full commercial rights either way. For me, I think the team behind this is dumb. Like I don't know. I think there's a lot of shit that they have not figured out yet, and there's a lot of red flags to me. So 0.12, I'm selling Broadside.
0.12, yeah, there's 20% listed. kind of a lot.
Are you
Yeah,
also feeling the same way?
yeah, I'm selling. I'm not a big fan of the projects that look like there was like a secondhand Azuki wave that came through. It still continues to drop. I just feel like they never quite reach their full potential, even if they have the project's blessing.
Yeah, I agree. And like everybody has profile pictures by now. I think you're playing a losing game if you're trying to release profile pictures like at this point in the market, at least, unless you're doing something way different.
Right. Unless you know, all the stars to align with community and project taking off, like the right art, but it gets harder every day.
Absolutely. All right. Collection number 7 for the day. We have the CloneX. Oh shit, I'm not sharing my screen. All right, CloneX. Floor price 8.1. These things are actually holding up pretty well compared to a lot of the other blue chip collections. Like CloneX has a higher floor than Moonbirds, even though it's double the supply. Same thing with Doodles. I think Azuki is the only one that's, you know, what I would categorize in that same tier of blue chips that has a floor price higher than CloneX. So these have been holding really strong.
Yeah, Nike dropped Dot Swoosh too.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Right?
Man, I need to do some looking into Dot Swoosh. I need to hit up the CloneX Maxis and get some updates from them on what's going on with Dot Swoosh.
Yeah, right. That's an article for you right there.
Oh yeah. Also, I looked at my drafts. I have like over 50 drafts of articles right now. So it's almost article season again.
Locked and loaded.
Once we figure out which way this market's gonna break, is gonna end up determining what I release next.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're coming soon. That's for so 8.1. I'll get us kicked off with this. I am willing to take a risk on CloneX at 8.1.
Taking a risk at 8.1. Okay, I see you, bro.
Actually,
some conviction right there, huh?
Yeah. All right. Let me pump the brakes real quick. So I wanted to, and then when I said it, I felt really bad about it. Because I thought about like, all right, if I actually had 8.1 ETH right now, would I actually buy this? And the answer is no.
No.
I think long term, this is a great entry. Just like seeing what Nike is doing with Dot Swoosh, and then, you know, they're building the infrastructure for CloneX to do well in the long run. I think buying right now would be kind of based on that news. And just going what I said, comparing CloneX to some of these other blue chips that are around the same tier as this, maybe it's a little bit like overbought. So I'm gonna actually sell this week. I'm not super confident on what the CloneX price should be, so I'm gonna sell.
I mean, that's a safe move. They have held pretty strong, and you know, who knows? They've definitely rebounded kind of nice from where they were at like high fives or whatever, low sixes, to be bounced up another chunk. Couple ETH like that is pretty good. 8.1. I don't know how many sales in 7 days. They're up 12%. Not bad.
Let's see. Yeah, 12% 7 day. I'm still getting used to reading Blur and like figuring out where all the stats and analytics and stuff are.
Yeah, right. That had to be the Dot Swoosh pump.
Yeah, I'm assuming. And then like, I don't know. Dot Swoosh stuff is definitely cool, but I don't think anything's gonna happen from that anytime soon.
Yeah,
I looked very briefly into the details.
You never know. Nike might come out with some like holiday stuff for Dot Swoosh, some Christmas stuff coming out, pump them a little bit. I don't know if we can expect back-to-back news though. This might be the little pullback, so I'm gonna sell them. I think just because of that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the smart play. And like the other thing about Dot Swoosh is a lot of it is based around, you know, voting and customizing new drops. So Also kind of skeptical on how much hype it's actually going to bring the collection.
Yep.
Like maybe they'll miss on their first 2 or 3 drops, but then they'll figure out what they did wrong, and like, you know, once they get going, then I think it'll be a great thing. But I also think people should probably taper their expectations for like the first few things that come out of there.
Yeah, that's valid. I think they're gonna take their time. They're gonna do it right.
We got hot girls here for free. I shouldn't be showing those messages. All right. Okay.
This spam is hit.
Yep. All right. Collection number 6. Our favorites. We were just talking about them. Azuki. Floor price of 10.3 right.
Yo, that's serious. Almost a mutant.
Well, let's see what the blur price is. It's so hard to like go back and forth between these two things. All right, so Azuki 9.5 on blur. That's looking a lot more reasonable.
9.5.
9.66.
Depending what I feel like this one is going with the market. If the market goes down a little bit, it's going to take most of these projects that have been hanging on to their, to their bending point.
Mm-hmm.
But 9.5 is not bad. If the market holds on, I could see this thing creeping above 10. There was a couple of big Azuki sales last week too.
Yeah, totally. And for me, I think this is kind of, I'm looking at this the same way that I'm looking at what we just talked about with the CloneX, because Azuki had a ton of news come out last week about the whole partnership with Red Bull Racing, the F1 team, because they were the first NFT that was on a F1 car. And that race happened this past weekend, and now the season's over. And I think a lot of the pump probably had to do with some stuff like that. But, that was a one-off event, and it's over for that at least. So it's like, what's coming next for Azuki? I don't know. I don't know when they're going to make their next type of announcement, but I could easily see there being downtime from the past announcement and then this next one. So for me, I'd be wanting to sell these after this pump. So 9.66 we're going to go with, because that's the first non-flagged NFT. I'm going to go with the sell at 9.66.
Selling it. I'll play the other side of the card and just banking on somehow the market doesn't completely tank on us and Azuki goes up a little.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Have you ever thought about buying an Azuki? I know we used to hate on them all the time, but I feel like they've done things better than they had in the past. I guess like Zagabond specifically.
I mean, the community is super strong. It's hard to fade the community at this point. Like I got a lot of respect for the community for sure. I'm still not really a Zagabond fan, but I'm kind of more indifferent.
I feel you. All right, let me mark you down as a sweep.
But yeah, I'm sweeping. It says something.
Yeah, sorry, my computer is like going so slow over here. I'm trying to get it switched over in time. We'll move on to the next collection. We're already halfway done. Collection number 5 for the day. Mutant Ape Yacht Club. Sitting at, I believe, 10.85 floor price. A little bit up from where we saw it last week. Last week was like right at 10 on the dot. And then a tiny little pump. It says 11%. That's about 1 ETH right there.
Yeah, over the course of a week. I mean, it's been hanging on, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, we've got staking kicking off this week, right? Isn't that supposedly on the 26th? If there aren't any pushbacks.
I think even ApeCoin was getting a pump this morning.
Yeah, it seemed like ApeCoin was holding on a little bit above 3.
That's one of the things I've been looking into, like coin-wise, just with staking coming up and all that. I think people probably want to take advantage of $3 ApeCoin.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know if there's any other news coming out that's planned for the apes. I mean, I'm assuming staking is the first thing that they're going to announce. And then I could honestly see.
No, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, I was just saying, like, see a wave of announcements coming out after this first staking thing goes down, because then I feel like once staking goes into effect, then they're going to be able to distribute more ApeCoin into the ecosystem. So then they're going to need a reason for people to actually use the ApeCoin. So then I think the focus shifts back to the other side, and then we'll start seeing some stuff coming out there. To me, I think it's just like there's a ton of moving parts going in the back we can't see. And
Yeah.
I think it's really just waiting for the major events to happen before the next things can start turning. So I'll sweep these at 10.8. I think there's stuff coming out in the future, and I think we're just getting started.
I like it. It makes you wonder what else might be going on behind the scenes. Again, I think this is one where if somehow this market can hold on and not break right now above or below like 1,000 ETH, I think that might send us. But if we can hold on, I have to imagine price on Mutants is going to go up because of staking, and Basil's right around the corner too. Like you said, some potential announcements. It's tough to not say sweep on these, man. I think I'm going to sweep.
Nice. Do you think we're gonna get any Basil announcements? I know there's like that cool little event going for ape holders.
Yeah, right. I'm not sure, man. There wasn't anything at Ape Fest, to my knowledge, right? That they announced. I think we got the music video between Snoop and Eminem, and that was like the highlight of like news.
Yeah, it was like that and the gold mutant.
Oh yeah, the gold.
That was. Yeah, I know, if we can even call that news, but there was a surprising lack of news there this year.
Right. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I heard the party is going to be a pretty good time, so I don't see him getting too much lower. Yeah, I'm going to sweep. I think this is going to be looked at as a great time to buy.
I'm with you. I love that 10 ETH range.
Right.
So yeah, I think we're in that sweet spot. Moving on, we got the collection number 4 of the day. This is one that I think is pretty cool, but I don't know a ton about it. It's the Cellmates. Have you been paying attention or keeping up with this collection at all?
Not like too much, to be honest. But everything that I get from Cellmates comes through one of my alpha chats. I feel like there's a whole crew that's pretty plugged in. But they did mint today, I know that, and I'm pretty sure they over allocated the whitelist. So I think there were some unhappy Cellmates out here. But I don't know what the mint price is. I don't know if they're up or down from it. I have to imagine their 0.55 is above the mint price.
Yes, I do think you're right about that. I think the mint price on these were pretty high, but definitely not 0.55.
No, what are we coming in at? What is that like?
Let's see. So it started out, I guess, right when these things dropped at 0.475, spiked up to about 0.7.
Okay.
And then, and now we're chilling back at 0.55. So it hasn't like fully retested the bottom where it started at yet. Also, not a ton of sales. These are coming off like 1 or 2 sales that are moving these things up and down.
Slowing down, right?
Yeah, and I think it's probably so early on that people aren't willing to take the risk on these at this price.
Right.
But yeah, I did see the unhappy people also on Twitter. I saw that, I think it was Nick tweeted something out about the over allocation, and didn't seem like a lot of happy vibes going on over there.
No,
but,
right?
I checked out the website, and like it seems like they're doing a really good job at building the world. I just don't know how loyal their community is.
Yeah, right. I mean, you don't want to piss off your community that's been rocking with you for so long. I feel like these guys have been waiting in for forever. And if you wait that long and then slide on the community like that, it could backfire real quick.
Oh yeah. So,
but I mean, it's a notable project. Like, that's a notable team. They had the, they had a lot of hype behind the community.
So what do you think about the 0.52 floor price? Think it's too high?
I don't know. When's reveal?
Well, is this the revealed version? Or is it going to be like profile pictures or something? Because there's a few different things showing up right here, and it looks like the generative part is whatever crime it does. So like this one's crime was blasphemy, 0.46% on that. My computer will load, we'll be able to see the other ones. Yeah, it's just like a few different ones.
Okay, so that's kind of like,
but I don't know if it ends here or if there's like more to reveal, you know?
That's almost like Renga vibes with a different type of black boxes after that initial reveal. Are they like expanded? Fraud? Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the type of PFP that you're going to end up with is based on the crime that you're committed. That's kind of tight.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting because if you go to their website, you have to have one of these crime report things to actually do whatever kind of mission it is that they're making out of this thing. It reminds me a lot of 10KTF actually. But yeah, I mean, I'm not rushing to get in at a 0.55 floor price on something like this. That's the only thing. Like, I think it would be cool to participate in, but it might be a little bit overpriced. So,
yeah, I'm not sure.
That's how I'm feeling. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm selling these at 0.52. I don't see them going above 0.52. I don't know. It's just, I can't see it in my head. I can't.
I can see them going up. I just don't. I think it's more a matter of when. And I don't know enough about the project to know when they might continue to reveal further or any other news. But as long as they can like temper those expectations and keep their crowd like hanging on and keeping them in suspense and stuff, then I could see it working in their way, especially if this isn't the true like pre-reveal pump. I think that little peak that we saw on the chart might be something that they could get back to. But again, because I don't know all that stuff, I'm going to sell just to be safe with everything going on.
Yeah, I think that's probably the smart way to play it in these market conditions also. But yeah, you definitely bring up a really good point about it did pump up this 0.72 relatively quick. So, you know, if people are buying there, then there could be something. At least like somebody was able to rationalize it in their head. That's all I know.
Yeah, exactly. That's not too off from where it's at right now. So We'll see.
But all right. So collection number 3 on the day, we have the Kodas.
Kodas, yeah. Kodas and eats up a little bit.
You say eats up a little bit?
And I said, yeah, Kodas and the other side, the deeds in general.
Oh, the deeds,
yeah,
yes.
They're up a little bit.
Yeah, wow. We were seeing the deeds at like 0.93, 0.94 a week or two ago, and now they're back up to 1.2.
Yeah,
I think that might have. Yeah, that was a 7-day change, 44%. I'm just trying to imagine what the chart looks like on these, and that seems like a potential bottom reversal. Just because of we just got to blast off the bottom.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so I think that's something to keep a lookout for. Kodas were also up big last week. I think the floor when Kaizen and I looked at these last week was 7.4 something. And I'll tell you, this one's flagged. So the real floor is 9.49 right now.
9.49. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So Kodas are up like over 2 ETH from last week. I think it was like 2.4 to be closer to the exact number. But we are up big. So I'm very torn on this one because we do have some momentum going.
Right. Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't
What
know.
do you think about this price?
I feel like this one would maybe go quicker and not hang on the same way Mutants would. But that ripple effect might, if staking goes well, there aren't any like major issues with the market and Yuga assets pump, everything's gonna feel that effect. I think that there were some good deals to be had too, though, over the last week or so. And if volume slows down just a little bit, maybe we see some people trying to undercut the floors and get back into it. But I feel like a Coda under 10 is a good price. That's a good psychological number. So as long as it can kind of hold where it's at, hopefully it can get back above 10. I don't know. It's a tough call. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking a lot of the same things. Like 9.49 seems a little bit. It seems like a little bit too big of a rebound for me to where I'd want to put money in. But also, I do think long term, under 10 ETH is going to. I think it's going to age really well. So I don't know. I think I'm going to go sell on this one just because I do think Koda's got. I mean, if you look at it percentage wise on the past week, I think Kodas are probably the highest percentage increase over anything. So that concerns me buying into it. So I'm gonna sell this week, but if they keep running, then I'll probably end up flipping that and then go and buy next week on them. We'll just have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, those are all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the safe move probably is sell. Like, Otherside's not directly tied to staking. There's not a real reason for them to continue that run up, other than they were at a hell of a discount, and I think a lot of people realized it. So I'm gonna sell too and just play it safe.
I like it. All right. Let's see. Got you down for a sell. We're going through this thing quick today. We are on collection number dos, which is going to be my favorites. It's the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Sitting at 56.48.
Yikes.
Oh, wow. This thing doesn't even look like it's flagged either at the bottom. Yep, we just got a regular old crazy eye. This one's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
being on the floor.
That's an incredible floor piece. Not gonna lie. Not flagged.
If I was looking for an ape right now, I'm getting that one instantly. Right. There are a couple other ones that are pretty close to the same price that aren't flagged. So I don't know. Maybe we got somebody that's just biased against the crazy eyes.
Could be.
But these things are up a pretty good amount since last week. It says 14%, but I'm pretty sure it's actually higher than that. When we looked on Sweet for Sale last week, the cheapest Bored Ape you could get was 50 point something.
Oh wow!
So these are up over 6 ETH in a week. It's a big increase, just like the Kodas. Percentage wise, it is smaller of an increase than the Kodas, but that one kind of has me a little bit more optimistic about the week by week price on this thing.
Yeah.
I think everything that we said about the Mutants applies to Bored Apes also, with staking coming up.
Yeah.
So I swept the Mutants. I'll keep it simple here. I'm going to sweep the Apes also. I think they're going to have the same price action going into the staking event, and I'm probably biased, but I'm thinking these are going to go up. So it's going to be a pretty simple one for me on this. It's a sweep at 56.48.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. Like, they've been holding that 5-to-1 ratio with Mutants pretty strong, and I don't think it would take much to get these back up to 60, like, especially with where ETH is at right now, and if we don't have any like Ben Dow liquidation auctions type shit going on this week, maybe someone's spending their holiday money on some apes. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it's definitely a possibility. I figured out what's happening here. Somebody probably paper-handed this one for 54.54 less than a day ago, and they're just trying to cash in on that quick profit. So I respect it. I bet this one's going to sell pretty fucking fast. if I had to guess.
I wouldn't be
So-
surprised.
So I got us both down for a sweep on that one, which brings us to our final collection of the day. We're going to be looking at CryptoPunks, RIP Kaizen. Wish you were here to give your insight and share some alpha from the CryptoPunks with us today.
Yeah.
We'll get them soon. Don't worry about that. But 63.38 is the current floor price. This was actually down from last week. It was down 1.11. This was the only thing I swept last week. And it's kind of stagnant, but a little bit down.
63, holding strong.
Yeah. So I'm not. I don't know how to frame this one. I'm not as bullish on this week as I was last week, and there's not really a good point. Like, I feel like it's hard to make a convincing choice on stuff like this without utility on a week by week basis. That it's just art, so it's just gonna be there. I think it does really well in a bear market, but there's nothing that we should be expecting anytime soon for this. Which is why I'm gonna switch to a sell this week on 63.38. I think the art's held really well during the bear market, but if people start shifting their money into mutants or Bored Apes or ApeCoin in anticipation of the ape staking, I think somebody could cash out on their CryptoPunk that they got for cheap and end up rotating it into something like that to try to catch that wave, which that's what I kind of expect to happen. So just off that theory, I'm going to sell these at 63.
I think that's a solid assessment, man. Like, there's not too many projects that you could flip and like roll it into something else that might be ready to take off because of some news like a Bored Ape. But if you've got somehow a few punks laying around, or you're not in the apes yet, like, this might be your last chance just in case to get in kind of low before they might run up momentarily or in the short term, I think. So that makes sense. It's a tough call, right? Like, I think these are kind of going to go with the market too. Like, when the overall market, everything points well, punks kind of run. The market's going down a little bit. Punks kind of hold stronger than everything else, but they're not immune to the sell-off either. For me, it's almost it's like kind of determined just on what ETH might do, and that's so up in the air. But I think the right move, the safe move, is the story of the week. You got to survive the bear market. So I'm gonna sell, do the same thing.
Nice. This is gonna be a close competition again between us.
I think the only difference is Azuki.
Yep. So let's see. I don't know what. Let me pull up the big screen right here for our picks. We're gonna have to ignore Kaizen in the middle. These things on the side right here are just pretend they're not here. But Ty, you and I, we had all the exact same picks today, except for I sold Azuki at 9.66 and you swept it at 9.66.
Right.
We both swept the Mutant Apes and Bored Apes, so that's going to be even. It'll be a interesting one to see going into next week, but I think this will probably help us kind of see what kind of track Azuki's on, probably.
Right. I mean, they're making moves. I think Azuki under 10 is a good deal. Like, those are some steals right there.
Yeah, I know you got a soft spot for those Japanese projects.
The art, the art is fire. The community's strong. They're on an F1 car. That's pretty tight.
Oh yeah, a lot of exciting stuff coming out. Hopefully, by the time we are recording this next week, there's a decision that the market has made whether we're going to be going up or whether we're going to be going down. Right. I just hope it's not more of this, sideways price action, because this is probably, this is the most boring thing that it can be without volatility.
This sideways action is tough.
Yeah. But Ty, as always, appreciate you coming through, hanging out at the Ape Well. Big thanks to everybody who tuned in today. let me open up our weekly schedule right here. We do this show live every Monday at 1 p.m. Central. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so you know every time we go live. If you want to connect with us in our community of crypto Degens, I highly encourage you to join the Ape Discord. We post a ton of alpha in there. It's free to join, so there's really no downside to it. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and we will see you next time.